Hi, everyone, and welcome back. Today, we're tackling a question that's on a lot of homeowners' minds, especially those looking to protect their assets. And the question is, do I lose my homestead status if I transfer my home into a trust? This question is particularly important if you're interested in preserving your homestead benefits for property tax savings and asset protection. So, homestead status can give you incredible advantages, but transferring a home into a trust can be tricky in some states. So, let's dive into what you need to know, especially if you're in Minnesota or Florida, where I'm licensed to practice and work with clients every day. Now, if you're not a resident of Minnesota or Florida, the information in this video may still be helpful. However, you should contact an attorney in your state to confirm what the requirements are for maintaining homestead if you put your home into a trust. Hi, I'm Chuck Roulette. I'm an estate and elder law planning attorney licensed to practice in both Florida and in Minnesota. And before we begin, if you haven't already, make sure you hit the subscribe and like button so you'll be notified when I post new videos like this one. And if you have a question, post it in the comments and I may answer it in an upcoming video. Finally, if you stay until the end, I'll share some additional resources with you. So first, let's talk about homestead status itself. Homestead status provides homeowners with some valuable benefits depending on the state. In general, these benefits can include property tax reductions, certain protections from creditors, and additional exemptions like senior or disability exemptions. So, if you're thinking of putting your home into a trust, it's important to understand how to preserve those benefits. And that's what we'll get into next, starting with Minnesota and then moving on to Florida because the rules are pretty different. So let's start with Minnesota. In Minnesota, you do not lose homestead status if you transfer your home into a trust. This is true for both revocable and irrevocable trusts. So if you're a Minnesota homeowner, you're in good shape. However, there is a catch. The county may require you to file some additional paperwork that verifies the home remains your primary residence, even though it's now in a trust. So if you're thinking about transferring your home into a trust in Minnesota, here are a few steps to make sure you don't lose your homestead benefits. First, make sure to file any forms the county requests to confirm that the home is still your primary residence. Second, keep the home as your primary residence to maintain eligibility. And third, it's always a good idea to consult an estate planning attorney to ensure everything is done correctly. With these steps, you can safely put your home into a trust in Minnesota without losing your homestead benefits. Now let's talk about Florida. If you're a Florida resident, the rules are different and it's where things can get a little tricky. In Florida, you could lose your homestead status if the trust and transfer deed don't include specific language required by Florida statutes. And this is where many people run into trouble, especially if they've moved to Florida from another state. I work with many clients who have either relocated or spent part of the year here as snowbirds, and they're often surprised by this difference. So let me give you a quick example to illustrate this. Imagine Jim and Linda, who recently moved to Florida from Illinois. Years ago, they put their home into a trust without any issues back in Illinois. Now they're in Florida and have transferred their new Florida home into that same trust. Here's the potential problem. That trust may not meet Florida's requirements to keep homestead status, which means Jim and Linda could lose those valuable benefits. So if you've moved to Florida or plan to make Florida your primary residence, it's critical to work with a Florida attorney who understands these rules and can help you structure or update your trust to meet Florida law. So what steps should Florida homeowners take to make sure they don't lose homestead benefits when putting a home in a trust? Well, here are a few key things to consider. First, make sure your trust includes the right language to meet Florida's homestead requirements. Second, the deed transferring your home into the trust should comply with Florida law. And third, consult a Florida estate planning attorney who can help make sure everything is set up correctly. This is especially important if you're moving from another state, as there may be adjustments needed. Following these steps can help you avoid losing homestead benefits in Florida, which can save you and your family a lot of money in property taxes and protect your home from certain risks. Now that we've covered the basics, let's talk about a couple of common misconceptions I often hear. The first misconception is that all trusts affect homestead the same way, okay? And that's just simply not true. The rules are different depending on whether the trust is revocable or irrevocable, and there are some specific requirements unique to each state. That's why it's so important to work with an estate planning professional who can guide you through these differences. Another common misconception is that trusts created in other states work, flawlessly in Florida. Okay. In reality, Florida has very specific rules for homestead preservation, which may require adjustments to trusts created elsewhere. So if you're moving to Florida, make sure to review your trust with a Florida attorney to protect your homestead status. And as a side note, updating your estate planning documents to Florida law can be a factor in your favor in the event your former state of residence attempts to continue to tax you as a resident even after you have moved. If you would like to learn more about the legal requirements for establishing Florida residency, I've actually written a book, The Snowbird Guide, a fast and friendly legal guide for Florida relocation and snowbirds, and you can download a copy by clicking the link in the description below. Maintaining your homestead status while also using a trust to protect your home can seem complex, and that's why working with an experienced estate planning professional is so important. A professional can help you file the correct paperwork with your county, structure your trust to meet state-specific requirements, and avoid common mistakes that could cost you and your family down the line. And as an estate planning attorney licensed in both Minnesota and Florida, I help clients navigate these challenges every day. If you would like to learn more or schedule a consultation to discuss your own planning, visit us at roulettelaw.com. And if you would like to discover how you can protect your home and life savings from nursing home and long-term care costs, I've written a book, Save Our Home: How to Protect Your Home and Life Savings from Nursing Home and Long-Term Care Costs. And you can download your copy by clicking on the link in the description below. It's full of strategies to help you protect your assets and keep your affairs in order. And if you would like to discover how you can make it as easy and inexpensive as possible for your family to manage your affairs in the event anything were to happen to you, join us in my upcoming masterclass, where I reveal strategies I use with my private clients and their families. I'll cover how to avoid probate, the differences between wills and trusts, tax saving strategies, how to protect your children's inheritance from divorce or financial issues, and much more. Just click the link in the description where you can sign up and join us. Thanks for watching. I hope you found this video helped clarify how transferring your home into a trust can impact homestead status. Remember, protecting your family's future starts with the right plan, so make sure you're aware of the rules in your state. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more insights on estate planning and protecting your wealth. I look forward to seeing you in an upcoming video or the masterclass. Be well.